Welcome to the Advanced Procedures Series video on using Syslog with Tellabs Optical LAN systems. This video will outline the uses of Syslog and how to configure the Tellabs OLAN system to output system events to Syslog collectors. Syslog is supported on both the OLT and Panorama PON EMS. The topics covered in this video will be an overview of the Syslog interface, an explanation of the Syslog message, examples of common Syslog messages in OLAN, the process for configuring OLT Syslog, and the process for configuring Panorama EMS Syslog. Syslog is a standard interface for message logging from a software application. The standardized interface allows system administrators to collect the information and error logging from multiple systems and collect it into a single server. By doing this, failures can be more easily analyzed and correlated with failures on other systems for troubleshooting. And overall network health can be monitored rather than looking at individual systems. The basic Syslog architecture consists of a Syslog originator, Syslog collector, and optionally a Syslog relay or Syslog analyzer reporter. When used with optical LAN, the Syslog originator is the Tellabs OLT or the Panorama EMS. The Syslog collector is a system which receives Syslog messages from the Syslog originator. The collector will log the messages to disk. The Syslog analyzer reporter is a system which is typically co-located with the collector and provides various functions of filtering, reporting, and exporting of collected data. While some of the basic parts of the Syslog message are standardized, there's a great deal of variance in the specifics of the messages. The Syslog message body in OLAN is a structured set of fields. The host name gives the AID of the OLT that sent the message. Application name is the name of the application that reported the event. This will always be OLAN for Tellabs OLTs. The message ID field gives a numerical identifier for the type of message. In this example, it is 030002. This allows reporters and analyzers of Syslog messages to have an easy way to filter messages. A catalog of these message IDs can be found in the link in the video description. BOM is a standard field for Syslog indicating beginning of message body. The structured data field is a set of 3 fields that indicate the type of event being reported. We'll expand on this message field a little bit later. If the event involves a user action, the user ID will be given. If the change was initiated by the EMS, the user ID will be EMS, and the EMS log will have to be consulted to get the specific user. If the event involved a change from a remote entity, the IP address of the user session or EMS will be given in the from field. The structured data field is a set of structured fields which can be parsed. The 3 sections are class, severity, and event. The class is the type of event which has occurred. Provisioning, in this example, indicates that it was a configuration change. There are a variety of other classes as well. Most common used would be provisioning or alarm. The message severity correlates with those defined for Syslog. In the example, the event is considered information. If further classification can be given, the event field will further classify the event. Provisioning changes will all be logged using this structured data field. The command field indicates the provisioning command that was initiated. In this case, setting of a NAC profile. Action can be edit, create, or delete. The object identifies the specific object that was modified. In the case of most changes, it'll be the name of a profile. All alarms from the OLAN system are forwarded to Syslog and can be used to trigger emails or other notifications supported by the Syslog server for automated dispatch on a system failure. In the example above, alarm type would be Ethernet access or an Ethernet access violation alarm. Set clear indicates whether the alarm was set or cleared. The AID is the address identifier where the alarm occurred. The severity of the alarm set by the OLT will be either critical, major, or minor. PC is the probable cause, and ET is the event time registered for the alarm. To configure Syslog for an OLT, select the desired OLT and right-click. Select Properties from the pull-down menu. Select the Syslog tab. Syslog by default is off and collector addresses must be configured to activate Syslog. Select Enable in the admin state to enable Syslog for all destinations. The next field is the IP or host name for a Syslog collector to which you wish to send messages. For each destination, when you highlight it in the Syslog IP host name, you can configure the settings for that destination. Transport layer mapping determines how the Syslog message will be sent to the Syslog collector. The protocol can be UDP, TCP, or TLS. Messages sent using UDP are best effort, default port 514. Messages sent using TCP are guaranteed if connectivity exists, default port 6514. TLS messages are encrypted to prevent snooping of Syslog information, default port 6514. By default, Tellabs maps alarm messages to local 7. If needed, specific types can be mapped to standard facilities. This allows segregation of messages by facility in the Syslog collector. In the filter section, specific types of messages can be sent to a specific destination. For example, you may have one Syslog server only concerned with security events. Syslog events can be filtered such that only security events go to that server. Messages can be filtered by level and class. The EMS can also be configured to send Syslog messages for all major events with the EMS. The EMS configuration is accessed via the Edit menu. Select Syslog Server Configuration. The EMS Syslog destination is configured in a very similar method to the OLT Syslog. Facility mapping is currently static for the EMS with a class of Others and a local facility. This concludes this video. In this module, we have discussed an overview of the Syslog interface, an explanation of the Syslog message, examples of common Syslog messages in OLAN, the process for configuring OLT Syslog, and the process for configuring Panorama EMS Syslog.